What's up, everyone? We are here, and we are in court tonight. Just thought it'd be fun to make a whole little, backdrop with it while we talked about lawsuit shit. You there, Brandon?
Yeah, am I not showing up?
No, you're there. You just look like you were really deep in thought. Like you were like really focusing on something there.
I was. I actually must know.
He's like, I have to take a shit. I should have done that before we went live. So, what's up, everybody in chat? Carrie, Chelsea, Miranda, Tails, Trails, and Tacos, Random Girl, Hillary, Stacy. That guy's in the house. My tubes here. We got a Carrie, Thomas, Bees Tea. Changing up the name, huh? Let's see. Anybody that I missed? No, that looks like everybody that's here. Boston will be joining us. Boston runs on Boston time, so it's about 5 minutes behind normal time. But she'll be here. She'll be here. I don't know. I don't know why YouTube does not keep recharging you. I will complain to them about that. Justin, what is going on? So, yeah, let's do a quick recap. I'm pretty sure everybody here kind of knows everything that's been going down, but the original thing was the AG starting an open investigation. Now, not a trial. This was just an open investigation. After that, Russ went and filed a lawsuit against the AG to protect some of his amendment rights that he said that this investigation was kind of impeding on or impeding on. In the process of that, Russ also filed a lawsuit against Hulu, North and Now Productions, and Justin, or the Wolf. I think that was, Brandon, and maybe will you agree, that lawsuit with all of them together, is that more focused Justin? And then they were like, well, we got to wrap them in somehow, so they brought the production companies in? Or what do you feel about that?
Well, I can only speculate and give my opinion because I am not an attorney. But yeah, I think it was a fuck you to Justin, but I can't do that unless I put some people with big pockets. And so that's what that was.
Right.
Because Justin is essentially judgment proof, unfortunately. So they know that, I mean, his attorney must know that he's not going to get 2 pennies from Justin because Justin's not worth 2 pennies, in my opinion. So
I saw a picture of him in front of a tiny house, and I thought, did he already downgrade to buy a lawyer? He was downsizing?
Well, that was about the size of his normal house. So probably.
I'm sure to him it's huge.
Yeah.
But now since Russ had put that on, and he has extremely dropped many hints of what he calls presence equals lawsuits. We're still waiting on our presents. I don't know. I think my birthday is coming up, so fingers crossed.
Indeed. Well, I think one thing that I also want to point out too is that the AG did file a motion to dismiss, right? But what I don't see a lot of people talking about is that Russ also filed an emergency motion for preliminary injunction.
So explain that.
So a motion for preliminary injunction is, I don't know how to. I'm too stupid to explain it in a smart way, but it's sort of like, from what my very basic understanding, it's kind of like a a TPO, temporary restraining order, against the AG and Carter Lawrence, the commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Commerce. Now, what's interesting is their motion to dismiss and their response in opposition to the emergency motion for preliminary injunction includes they included what is called a memorandum in support of, and that basically kind of is what's covering both. And that is a very, very interesting read, which I think we're going to go.
Yeah, we're going to go over some of that. So in the meantime, so now Russ has these lawsuits going on, but then now the most recent thing that has happened is the AG has filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit against them. And
yes,
Boston's in the house.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Oh,
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So we just finished the live. We went over all the documents, and it went
you figured
good.
it all out?
It went good.
Good.
No, so we were just kind of catching everybody up, just in case there was anybody here that didn't know all the different things that Russ was doing. And now the AG has filed the motion to dismiss the lawsuit against them. So what is that what we want to
I feel like we
first?
should start with the RFI first.
We want to start with the RFI first. So while I pull that up, do one of you guys want to explain what the RFI is?
Well, Boston, I yeah, go ahead. But when we get to the motion to dismiss, I think it's important to kind of set what that actually means. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that RFI. That's fun.
I just think because there were people curious about it, and I think that it would make more sense to show like what they were requesting, like originally, and then we know that a lot of his lawsuit entailed not wanting to, pleading the fifth, not wanting to have to testify to these things, to the questions in the RFI, and then we can go into their motion to dismiss.
All right. So the RFI, did you guys say I wasn't paying attention? That's what the AG is looking for us to answer.
Yeah, I don't. That's the purpose of him suing the AG is because he doesn't want to have to answer this.
Right. So these are the documents that when the investigation was originally set to him, that the AG requested for us to, or for him to hand over to them. Okay. Is this it right here? Request for production of documents information? This is the start of it, right?
Yes.
The whole thing is it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like explaining what a tour is, what an agent is. It breaks it down so that when they use those terms in here, that's what it's relating to.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of that before it gets to the actual questions. All right. So who is reading?
Oh.
Oh, did I get my bifocals out?
We can take turns.
Okay.
All right. So 1, all documents. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'm not too loud or too quiet?
No,
okay.
You're always loud.
Oh. All documents that show the business structure of McKamey Manor, including but not limited to identifying all agents and those persons' job titles and job descriptions.
So in the top part, agent is anybody who even volunteers or runs.
Okay. Good to know. 2, all documents that show any changes to the business structure of McKamey Manor since you began operating in Tennessee. 3.
Well, okay. Do we want to talk about these?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we could
all
talk.
Documents that show any changes to the business structure of McKamey Manor. So what is that? Like halfway through the day, he's like, well, I was going to waterboard them over here, but now I decide I'm going to waterboard them over here. Like, does he have to have?
I think that they are assuming that he actually has a lot of this stuff that he doesn't have.
Yeah.
I think that it would be something like maybe because he says, "Oh, we stopped offering a prize money in 2019," for instance, right? So like that.
Oh, also, this goes back to January 1st of 2017.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important. 3, all license.
You can't even say it without laughing.
I know, it's a good one. 3, all licenses, permits, and/or certifications. No, certificate. Brandon.
Certification.
Thank you. Certifications. Thank you. Issued to Russ McKamey, McKamey Manor, or any of its agents from any Tennessee government entity. 4, all versions of any waiver you have required participants to sign before participating in a tour since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, yeah, this is a hot mess, and he should be very transparent and show transparency, but transparency is not a real word to us.
Right. So he was just like, let's sue them.
We need to clear that up. But before that, he would have to have this stuff,
mm-hmm.
which is why he's really trying hard to not have to
comply.
Yeah.
Where
are we at? 5?
5.
I'll read a couple. All versions of the non-disclosure agreement you have required participants to sign concerning McKamey Manor since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. 6, all other documents you have provided to participants before, during, or after the tours. That's going to be a hard one to track down because to me, documents even mean sending them the questions for the exit, speech, exit interviews, yeah. Whatever, that he sends days later for people to fill out. Half the time, it's just like a text message or something. So if he doesn't have their number and he has been giving these things out to people, there's no way of showing that.
Yeah, so Brienne and anyone who is just now joining us, we are going over, so this document is not technically part of a lawsuit. This is the request for information, which was part of the AG investigation, which is
just so we're 100% clear. It's Russ's attorney who attached this RFI as an exhibit to the original complaint.
Correct.
Right. So we didn't go through any type of special thing to go and get it. Russ is the one who made this public record.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what the Attorney General initially, contacted Russ and wants this information from Russ. And then, as we all know, Russ is suing the Attorney General now. And part of that lawsuit is saying that this is not okay. And we went over that in our previous live called Lawsuits, Part 1. So after we go through some of these questions here, we're going to go through the most up-to-date document in the lawsuit, and that is Brandon, technical term?
Mm-hmm.
It's the memorandum in support of the motion to dismiss and emergency preliminary injunction.
So in other words, the AG coming back and being like, that's bullshit.
So in a lawsuit, a complaint has to have an answer, right? And so the defendant has to respond, and this is their response to it. Their answer to that complaint is essentially a motion to dismiss, because you can only argue on the basis of merit. You cannot argue. You're not arguing the case in a motion to dismiss. You're arguing its legal factors, whether they can even legally sue you. And their memorandum in support is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, and
Real-
so let's get through
Yeah.
some of these so that we
Real
can get to
quick,
it because it is beautiful.
I
It's
do
gorgeous.
do one more disclaimer real quick, okay?
Disclaimer. Oh, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Here at Horror Road Trip LLC, we just want to say that what we do is completely legal, and how we obtain these documents are because we got access to public records. You can find these documents at our website listed in the description below, where we will be posting all the public records for people to follow and fact check as a resource library. Okay.
Was that was you live? I
Yeah.
thought that was a video.
No.
I thought that was a video
Wow.
too.
No.
I know. Didn't it sound like one of his videos?
That was
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Chris, read a few more and then
Okay.
Brandon.
We were
can read a
what were we on?
few.
6.
6.
All other oh yeah, okay. 7. Copies of all advertisements or marketing materials, including social media posts that were created, produced, sent, viewed by, or delivered on your behalf to participants and or public about McKamey Manor. This includes advertisements, marketing materials, scripts, phone solicitations to people regarding a monetary prize for completing or participating in a McKamey Manor tour. Now, one thing that's odd is like Russ doesn't always send these out. He has his agents send these things out privately. So people who were agents in his past that aren't really associated with him anymore may have gotten rid of some of this stuff.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Or he didn't.
But
do
yeah,
it
you probably
consistently.
said something smart.
What?
I said, or he didn't do it consistently. Like he always talks about
Oh,
this
there was no
NDA,
consistency.
all that stuff. I never
There's
signed
no-
an NDA.
Right. Talk about consistency, right? What are we on?
8. For each year since you became operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee, identify the number of tours McKamey Manor has operated. That's a big. That's
That's
going to
be
be
hard for him.
right, because there is video proof out there of ones that I don't think he, in his mind, considers a tour,
Right.
because he probably didn't fill out the proper paperwork in that. But like we've seen
So
people,
Then we get into the whole what's a tour, what's not a tour, hashtag it's not a tour.
right?
Yes. Yeah, so Brandon, do you want to read some of these?
Yeah,
If you can. We're at 9.
all electronically. Excuse me. All electronically searchable list of the names and contact information for all former participants and those currently scheduled to participate in a hashtag not a tour. Contact information should include postal address, email address, phone numbers, and social media handles. All number 10, all documents provided to and or signed by participants identified. Wait,
Well, I like number
And
9.
identified in request 9.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
Okay. All current and former waitlist to participate in McKamey Manor tours since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. All number 12. Oh, I
The
love
wait
this.
list, guys, the wait list.
Well, number 12 is I love that they included this. All policies and procedures or practices related to how you or agents interact with participants before, during, and after a tour, including selection criteria for participants and how you or your agents conduct a tour. Yeah, I'd love to see the policies and procedures on Becky Goodhair's
Mhm.
haters page. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that SOP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That is hilarious because that is
And just all the harass, like their whole thing is like just harass the person, right?
right.
So the
Man.
harassment and then the things that the
I'm
like
so
hazing
happy
stuff.
that we have a complete copy head to toe of that group.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's no deleting it because we have everything.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't have an art, like, they're not coming out. They want Russ to provide all of this information. Can anyone hear my bird?
Yeah.
And if so, is it distracting?
It isn't, only when you make it distracting.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I will go with 13. All complaints, whether from participants or members of the public, that you have received since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. That's gonna be a novel.
That's
All
gonna be an
lost
encyclopedia.
all lawsuits, pleading, memoranda, court orders, court opinions, assurances of voluntary compliance, assurances of discontinuance, consent judgments, consent decrees, or similar documents to which you were a party that have been filed in any state, federal, local, or administrative tribunal. You want to dive into that one a little? Is there much to explain there? He just has to talk about all legal matters that he has been involved in any state.
Yeah. Well, since 2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know if there is a lot. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I don't think there's a lot.
Might not be.
Like all of his lawsuits that we went and found were all
legally.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I was just reading over his affidavit, right? That again was attached as an exhibit to the original complaint, and his whole response to the entire RFI is only 3 sentences. I'm not going to read it now. I'll read it in a little bit, but it's only 3 sentences. But I think it's important to go over that before we stop the RFI.
We can.
I can read a little now that I'm back.
Okay, you're on 15.
All right. All documents or records of communication related to any federal, state. Oh, you already read that one?
No.
Oh, or local investigation or inquiry into you or McKamey Manor.
So that would probably be the 2019 stuff that the city looked into.
Yeah.
16. All documents that show your annual gross income derived from McKamey Manor. This includes, this is important, everybody, donations, payments, deposits, income derived from live streaming tours, posting tours on social media, including but not limited to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, and wagers on tours.
Because of the Vegas lie, right?
So he's gonna have to explain that all that shit is fake.
But it's not. Well, that.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. He's like stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
He's like,
some of this stuff, like donations, deposits, any income derived from social media. You think he keeps track of any of that?
No. And so now my next question is he claims that his other YouTube channel was stolen, hacked. Okay, so the password probably got changed. That's my guess at the real scenario of what happened. And he can't access it, right? Those are still his movies that he uploaded. And still, even after January 17, they are getting views. Now, do we really know? From what I've heard, he said that one is monetized and getting money. He just hasn't been getting it. So technically, because he's been lazy and not tried to get access to it, is that still his money?
But
has it been lazy or has it been purposeful?
Right. We don't know.
We don't even know really if it is making money. These are all things that we've heard through different
But also, even if it isn't now in 2024, was it January of 2020? When he moved to Tennessee? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everything, or sorry, 2017. I don't know why I said 2020. Thank you. Like all of this stuff, remember guys, is stuff going back to 2017. And so they're assuming because he presents himself like it's a real, like it's a business, that he is doing normal business practices, right?
Yeah.
That's right, Chris Adele. You did donate $200. I remember seeing that on a live.
That's so crazy. I wonder if
We'll have to
Russ-
talk.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll leave it at
let's
that.
also remember, in the state of Tennessee, you can be a sole proprietor without having to file anything. So they're
Right, that's true.
probably viewing him. They're probably viewing him, whether or not Russ wants to admit it, or whether or not Russ, ever gave it much thought. But he is running a business. I'm sure that's how they're viewing it and how they're going to classify it, whether Russ likes it or not. He's a sole proprietor.
Now, real quick, I just in my head picture like the motion getting dismissed and Russ having to go to court and he's sitting on the stand like this. They're like, Russ, was Vegas real? And he's like, no, it's from Hostel 3. Just made that up. Russ, was there a 35,000 person waiting list? No, it was like 37 people. They kind of
added a few zeros.
They liked the post. I don't really even know if they wanted to go. It's gonna be all on record.
I know. Well, yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I like this one too. For any charitable donations requested from participants and accepted by McKamey Manor, documents sufficient to show said donations were forwarded to a nonprofit organization and the identity of any such nonprofit organization. That one comes into play because I believe he's said several times that they, like, if he takes a deposit and the person doesn't show up, that he is going to send it to I think he said a charity for kids and animals. I was like, oh, that's my favorite
Where
charity.
did you hear that?
This was on a live stream like very shortly after the AG investigation came
Really?
out. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that one.
I do.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's real specific.
I'm sure we have it. So.
Yeah. All video and audio footage of tours filmed in the state of Tennessee. I'll repeat that again. All video and audio footage of tours filmed in the state of Tennessee, including all unedited footage and all edited recordings. Luke, thank you.
We got to read this comment out loud.
Okay.
Russ types 4,000 sentences for a movie intro, 3 sentences for a serious legal case with volumes of dimensions. Russ's smoke and mirror defense.
Yeah.
That is fucking brilliant, Luke. Thank you for the donation too.
Thank you. Yeah, so they need all video and audio footage, including all edited and unedited. All other documents related to or relied upon for any of your written statements under oath in part, whatever Roman. I can't read Roman numerals.
That's
I don't know what that
four.
is. A 4?
Yeah.
Why can't
that's
it just be 4
'Cause-
lines?
Because the I is before the 5, and the 5 is upcoming, so it's 4.
Oh, okay. Somebody went to school.
Yeah. All right, here's the written under oath stuff. Identify the persons answering or assessing in answering this request on your behalf. When did you begin operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee? Why did you move to McKamey Manor in Tennessee?
Ooh.
Identify in a list form every person who has either worked for or volunteered at McKamey Manor since you began operating McKamey Manor, Tennessee. Include job titles if applicable. Indicate which people were paid for their work versus those who were volunteers. Now, I have a funny live where Russ said that I was just an obsessed fan.
Oh, really? You weren't a volunteer?
That's what somebody said. Didn't he used to help you? And he said he's just an obsessed fan. He's a nobody. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Well, I guess that's better than Trust Fund Kid or whatever.
Yeah, you got trust fund.
You got trust fund, kid?
Yeah.
Damn.
Describe your selection and screening processes for allowing people to work or volunteer at McKamey Manor.
N.A.
I want to hear his answer for Chris Cunningham.
Oh, God. I want to hear his answer for, well, I know it's not Tennessee, but I want to hear his answer for Dallas. No background checks. Shit like that happening under your nose, and you're going to have people move to Tennessee and have people also without background checks volunteering for you or working for you. He's a mess. I had a really bad dream last night, actually, about McKamey. It was bad.
All right, Brandon, you want to read a couple of these?
Sure. Which one are we on?
6 at the top.
What is the average length?
No, at the top.
Number 6. How many people are on McKamey Manor's wait list to participate in a hashtag not a tour?
Here, I'll
Number
answer
7,
the questions in chat as he reads them.
Okay.
What is the average length of time a hashtag not a tour lasts? Number 8. Identify everyone who is present during a typical hashtag not a tour. Number 9.
Hashtag not everyone who is present?
Yeah.
What are the most common activities that occur on a hashtag not a tour? Number 10. Describe how you decide what will occur on each participant's hashtag not a tour. I wonder why should the P? Okay, now I'm just being. I don't think the P should have been capitalized there.
I think because the participant is a name, I think that goes up to the top where it was breaking apart what the terms were.
Because they're a proper noun.
Because the participant is anybody who went to McKamey Manor, and the tour is the experience.
Okay. Identify all persons responsible for directing or controlling McKamey Manor's policies and procedures, including the procedures of the hashtag not a tour. Number 12, describe the selection process to participate in a hashtag not a tour. Identify all persons who have or had the authority to select participants. What criteria do you or your agents use to decide who is chosen to participate in a hashtag not a tour? What screening process, if any, is done before a participant starts a hashtag not a tour? Are there any...
You're going way too fast for me to answer.
I'm sorry? Are there any factors that immediately disqualify a potential participant? If so, identify them in list form.
Okay, so I kind of want to answer some of these.
Well, I was trying my best in chat to answer some of them.
This is my opinion, how just from having an inside look at some of this stuff, how it went, right? Describe the process to participate in a tour. You send him a message and say, I want to take a tour. Identify all the persons who have had the authority to select participants. It's really just him. He is the final yes or no.
But criteria? Then he usually does blast the person's social media on the page and be like, does everyone think this is a good contestant? Let me know.
Right. What criteria do you or your agents use to decide who to choose to participate in tour? The person shows up. That's about the criteria. To find a willing person that actually shows up. What's the screening process like? You ask them if they have their own headphones. You then ask them about past sexual abuse trauma.
Yeah, we have people in chat answering, because I think it was either that or the next one is like, how do you determine the people that can't come?
Yeah. And that you were sexually abused.
Yeah, Carrie's got that one. And then we have this.
Yeah.
Liking the wrong horror movies. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a good answer. Being a hater.
Well, he says he allows haters. Says he allows haters.
We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it yet, Boston. We can't We
talk about
can't-
that?
We can't give him that one's a pass. Let's see. Maybe when Wolf's in Tennessee being sued, since he's already
But he
there.
doesn't allow haters.
I know. This is a joke. What I'm saying.
Did I just kill it?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. So, has McKamey Manor ever charged money for a participant to do a tour, whether characterized as a donation, a deposit, or otherwise?
Yes.
That is a big one, right? This is a huge one because this now takes away the whole hiding behind the donation.
You definitely can't go if you like either of those movies.
I don't think he knows what either of those are.
But isn't there one? Didn't you say August Underground specifically?
No.
Siberian film. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
But I mean, if he knew what those were, then yeah, he actually I don't know. He might be fine with those.
No, he definitely wouldn't.
If so, provide details on which participants were required to pay and how much they were required to pay. What, if any, supplies are participants required to purchase and bring for a tour? Are the participants required to give you any goods in exchange for an opportunity to participate? If so, identify those goods. I think we added it up to a total of like $280 some.
Yeah, because you need to bring your duct tape, paint,
Glitter.
onesie, glitter.
Have to have a onesie to participate.
Burger King.
That was newer, but yeah, I guess that counts now. Number
and then the
one,
dog
no
food,
pickle.
of course.
Yep, and sometimes it's not only a 50-pound bag of dog food, but sometimes it's also a box of treats.
Yeah, I'm getting that too, and I'm wondering. But here's the thing, is that the attorney, Russ's attorney's response was like, these questions are out of line and they're not normal for just a consumer protection or a business protection law investigation or whatever. When you look at the questions, some of it does feel like, okay, well, the attorney general's done a lot of research. These are pretty specific, but you could ask these questions to anyone, right? Like you could go, these could all apply for the most part. I mean, the word tour specifically, but like a sightseeing tour, right? Like you could ask any monetary, any donations, any transactions that occur.
I think these are very specific. And if you watch the Wish version of an extreme hunt on the Horror Road Trip YouTube channel, we actually go through the little pamphlet that shows you, or maybe that was the mod video. Either way, we got a video on the channel where we go through the pamphlet that the people get before going on a tour, and it gives a list of all these different things that they ask for. Okay, who's reading?
I will read. Okay. Brandon can read.
Round 14.
Okay.
Private chat.
Okay, I need to make it bigger because I'm old. Identify every disclosure you make to a participant at any time before they begin a hashtag not a tour, specifying what information is disclosed and at what point before a hashtag not a tour begins. Number 15. When are participants first given a waiver concerning participation in a hashtag not a tour? Can participants access the waiver before the day of the event? Number 16.
Wait, read that one again. Can you please?
Number 15? Okay. When are participants first given a waiver concerning participation in a hashtag not a tour? Can participants access the waiver before the day of the event? Number 16. When are participants first given a non-disclosure agreement concerning McKamey Manor? Can participants access the non-disclosure agreement before the day of a hashtag not a tour?
And again, I think those questions are being asked very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that there must be some sort of legal requirement with an NDA and or waiver for any kind of amusement tour where you need to be able to access it if you want to as the consumer the day before you're actually there.
Oh, well, I mean, the majority of haunts,
Yeah.
you can request that waiver, or it's on
Either
the website.
request it or it's online. Exactly.
Yeah, it's on, like, the one you actually sign may not be in your hands, but you have access to read it.
Well, and every extreme immersive extreme haunt that I've done, they've always sent it prior to, right? And they've always sent it via DocuSign, which sends you a copy.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think the fact that these questions are on there, do they have access to these the day before? Like, that's so specific. I feel like that has to be some kind of a law, if not federally, at least in Tennessee.
I think that's just common business etiquette. I mean, if you are traveling to a destination, right? Places should have this stuff out there.
Yes,
you know?
But they wouldn't be asking questions for business etiquette. These are consumer protection laws.
Right.
So I'm assuming the way that these are worded, there's got to be some kind of a law that requires business owners to have that available.
Indeed. Are we on number 17?
Yep.
And I think this is an important one. What are the terms and conditions of receiving the $20,000 prize or any previously offered monetary prize for completing the #NotATour?
Yes, what are the terms and conditions?
That's a huge one.
Indeed.
Of receiving it. So you got to complete the manor, right? Okay, well, where's the manor?
Yeah, I mean, and
how do you complete it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, let's not say where's the manor, right?
But just how do you complete
complete it? How do you get? Because if not, to me, that's considered fraud.
And his defense will be, well, you can't. I say all the time, no, and I tell them that. I tell them you're not going to win. I tell them that. I'm honest about it.
But you know what? You got so close. So close this
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. If there was actually an end to this thing, you would have finished it, but there's no end. So
right, exactly. So his defense, can you imagine his defense being like, well, Your Honor. And again, this isn't a trial. It's not criminal. This is simply an investigation at this point. Let's keep that in mind. All of these questions are part of that investigation. Right. Yeah. That guy. Yeah. That's the norm, as the boys were saying. Okay. 18. I'll read a few of these. Do you currently have the funds to pay out if a person were to win? If so, describe how those funds are currently held. Cash, bank account, securities, other form of value.
I always had a legal question, maybe not necessarily towards Russ in particular on this, right? But just in the mindset of any prize being given away. To me, I always thought, if you don't have the funds and you owe it, then you're in trouble. But this makes sense that legally, those funds should always be accounted for while the money is offered.
Right. And so I don't know how that question will go, because he does say, and I don't know if anyone's got the actual cutoff date, but we've heard different things. We've heard people that have taken tours after 2019 say that, like, privately Russ was like, oh, there'll be some kind of a prize, right? But then we also heard that he stopped, like, publicly announcing that there would be the 20,000 back in 2019. So I don't know how that question would be answered, because if he's not currently offering the prize, then I don't know if he has to comply with that or not, you know? Maybe they go back and say, like, could you have back then? I don't know how they would do that. Has a participant ever won the prize? No. Is it possible for a participant to win the prize?
That's the $1 million question right there. Because if you are telling people that you can come and have a chance, no matter how much I tell you that you're not going to do it, but there is that chance that it's there.
Identify in list form every person along with their contact information who has attempted to win the prize since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. How did each of those tours end? Wow.
Well, you can watch Then There Were None on the official McKamey Manor
Right.
YouTube page.
Right. Identify any and all procedures you and or agents of McKamey Manor have to monitor the health and safety of participants while they are participating in a tour. Has McKamey Manor ever facilitated medical treatment for a participant?
These are good questions. That
They're
should
great
be.
questions.
This stuff should be at Extreme Haunts.
Okay. To your knowledge, have any participants sought medical treatment soon after participating in a tour? If so, identify in list form the names of the participants and the injuries if known. I wonder how many people would be contacted then thereafter and finally feel like, oh, maybe I will. You know, the AG is asking me about this. Maybe I will tell them about that hospital visit or the doctor visit or this or that, you know, after all these years. Identify in list form all props and supplies you have used during a tour.
Well, we got this hose over here, and we got this hose over here.
And that cage.
And that cage. And then,
and this
you know
tire.
what? There's another hose.
Are all tours filmed? Identify every tour that was filmed since you began operating McKamey Manor in Tennessee. For each such tour, if you no longer have possession, custody, or control of such film, explain why and include any information you have about the film's current custodian and location. Explain how much McKamey Manor is funded. Explain how McKamey Manor is funded. Identify each funding source and the amount of funds from that source that has been spent in the operation of McKamey Manor. List your total gross income by year since 2017. Identify how much of your income came from the operation of McKamey Manor. Is that it?
Yeah, and then it's like just background stuff. Yeah. And then,
Did you?
Why
are you telling us this stuff privately?
No, because.
Okay, sorry. So are we gonna read his response to it now because it's so short?
Yeah, I put it in our private. But if you want to pull it up, I put you. I think I. Put
No. I'm reading private chat now. That's why I was wondering if it was in here. If it's because you wanted us to read it.
I thought you'd want to, or if you wanted to pull it up.
I say we just read it.
Yeah. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I can read it. I'll read it from the actual document. Okay. His response is McKamey Manor. This is the Russ affidavit that he signed. So this is his words. McKamey Manor does not operate and has never operated under or as an entity in the state of Tennessee. That's number 8. Number 9, all information sought in the RFI is my personal information. Number 10, I first invoked my Fifth Amendment privilege from providing any response to the RFI through my attorney on January 5th, 2024.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right.
There's a lot of other stuff in there, but it can be summarized. All this other nonsense can be summarized by those 3 sentences. That's essentially his response in his affidavit.
All right. So he got that request for information and he is suing the Attorney General along with County Commissioner. Is that the title? Well, we read that. If you go back and watch the first part 1 of lawsuits.
Carter Lawrence, Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance, and State Fire Marshal in his official capacity.
Okay. So now the AG responded to that lawsuit, and that's what we're going to go over now. Yeah, Justin's response should be interesting to that lawsuit. That's a whole different lawsuit. And now I'm wondering if lawsuits, if it was the original Russ suing the AG, or if it was Russ suing Justin and Hulu that we talked about. Either way, there's a lot of lawsuits, guys. Just go to the website.
The Russ suing Justin one was the part one.
Yeah. But these are all beautifully shared on the McKamey Manor what's the website? McKamey Manor Roadtrip.
Roadtrip.com.
McKamey Manor
Resource Library.
Yeah, / resource library. More of it's going to open up soon, but we do have the resource library now open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think Phase Home says Hulu will probably settle? I don't think they will.
No. Absolutely. And I just want to say, just
really
from a personal standpoint, if you want to see case law being flexed like a muscle, this is the document that kind of displays that.
There's a whole, isn't there like 2 pages of all the different cases?
Yep. There's 2 pages of case law citations.
Right, that right there. 3.
It's more than 2.
4 pages and then a whole page of Tennessee codes. Cool.
All right, where do you guys want me to go with this?
Well, I mean, we don't have to read
just
the whole
the introduction.
thing.
No, I know.
But if you go down past the background, because the background is basically just
It's what we just explained.
You don't want to read the introduction?
You come?
Well, I could if my eyes were magic.
I'll read it. Court should deny plaintiff Russ McKamey's request for a preliminary injunction. Right. So this is this memorandum in support of is for the preliminary injunction and the motion to dismiss. Right. So that's why this is talking about preliminary injunction. The court should deny plaintiff Russ McKamey's request for preliminary injunction. The law allows such extraordinary and drastic remedy only upon a clear showing of an entitlement to equitable relief. And then there's
Boom.
Enchant Fights Maze and Market versus. Anyways, I don't need to read that citation.
McKamey, but that's one of the cases that they're referencing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And then it just says McKamey has not carried that burden.
Yeah. The Fifth Amendment does not sustain his blanket refusal to cooperate with a civil investigation. McKamey does not establish that contemplated fire safety inspections of his property would constitute a search under the Fourth Amendment, let alone a search in violation of that amendment. And although McKamey proclaimed that the state officials have retaliated against him for asserting his First and Fourth Amendment rights, the alleged facts and material underlying the communications disprove this in every turn. Lacking a deprivation of rights, McKamey fails to identify any immediate irreparable harm, particularly given his 2-week delay in serving defendants after moving for an emergency preliminary injunction. The equities and public interest likewise cut against discretionary equitable relief, showing only that the public needs to be protected from McKamey. Amen.
Okay, so Boston wanted to talk about this, and now she's eating ice.
Yeah. Why can't we have this turn?
No, I just said we should read it.
Okay. So where are we going now?
I mean, really, we can. So if you look at the bold's kind of the current lawsuit. We can start there if you want.
Okay.
So you want me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. I gotta make mine bigger. After these interactions, McKamey filed the instant 8-count complaint against General Scrimetti. Am I saying that right? Scrimetti?
Yeah, Scrimetti.
Okay. And Commissioner Lawrence in counts 1 through 6, he alleges that General Scrimetti has violated his Fifth Amendment privileges against self-incrimination. In count 2, he challenges the Consumer Protection Investigation statute. And there's that citation as facially unconstitutional under the Fifth Amendment. In counts 3 to 5 and 7 to 8, he alleges that Commissioner Lawrence violated his First Amendment right to refrain from speaking, violated his Fourth Amendment protection from unwarranted searches, and retaliation against him for exercising these rights. He seeks injunctive relief. I can't pronounce that word. Declaratory, I probably said that wrong, relief, costs, and attorney's fees. McKamey now moves for an emergency preliminary injunction asserting a likelihood of success on all 8 counts. To support his motion, he cites the complaint and its exhibits. So can I say something to this?
Yeah.
The exhibits that he provided seem to support the Attorney General's assertion that they did not violate his First and Fourth Amendment rights. In fact, in the email from the Fire Marshal's Council, he basically explains, like, look, if you're just going to give us some half-assed response, like you're no longer going to store your props in the barn, you said that same shit in 2019. We're not buying it this time. That's basically what that email said. And it's basically calling him out on his bullshit. And we're not, and then they went on to say, we're not going to drop this, we're not going to end this investigation because we're not going to believe, we don't believe you anymore. You've proven that we cannot believe, which is well within their rights.
Which is completely reasonable.
Yeah, it's more than reasonable. Yeah. And so, go ahead.
Can we take, this is really important, can we take a moment to zoom in on that second sentence under reasons for denying injunctive relief? The second sentence. Look at the case law, they reference Tennessee scrap recyclers Asin. That's the name of the recycling company. Asin versus Bredesen. Sorry, I just got I was like, that's hilarious. Asin, what does that even mean? Tennessee scrap recyclers Asin. That's the name of the business? All right. Reasons for denying. Yeah, a lot of this is hard. A lot of it is not fun to read. It's kind of boring. But basically, if you kind of scroll through, I think, because they continue to bring up all these different cases, right? And like Brandon said, if you want to read it yourself, it is on our website, and it's an amazing example of case law, because they go on and on and on. Likelihood of success on the merits is fatal to his quest for a preliminary injunction. Sorry, misstate how he starts the Fifth Amendment. Okay, so they go through saying that all the reasons Fifth Amendment does not provide that. McKamey is unlikely to succeed. Yeah, so they're going through all of his claims in the lawsuit and just saying why he's.
Well, I think there's case law that he can't bring it if there's zero likelihood of success. Right?
Correct.
Actually, the merits have to be grounded in a way that there is a likelihood, and it seems like one of their biggest arguments here is that there is zero likelihood of success.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. They're basically just like, are you kidding me? Which I'm so glad. I'm so glad that was the response. But they're doing that with so many great examples of why. Oh, I have to take medication. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
So ASIN was also abbreviation for association.
Shut up.
No. Chat.
Wait, who's telling it?
Several people in chat.
Who decided that that's the abbreviation for association? Are you kidding me? How is it not ASSC dot?
There was something the other day that we were going back and forth about what abbreviation would be for a certain word, and I was wrong.
Okay, put a 1 in chat if you've never heard of Asin. I'm just over here assing. I feel like it's a verb, right? Okay, sorry.
All right, so
I'll be right back. I have team
yeah,
of medicine.
Go.
Okay.
All right, Brandon. Is there anything else that you want to look at in this?
Well, I was going to say on page 13,
Okay.
like we don't have to go through it, but kind of what I was talking about that email, right? 13 and 14.
The injunction denying.
Well, you're on page 6. You're on page 6.
Oh, it says that I'm on page 14. Okay, so there must be
Look at
other.
the bottom of the next page.
I know on the bottom page count I'm on 16, but yeah, I see it now.
10.
Yeah.
11.
This one?
Oh, yeah, we are on 2 different documents. Oh. Scroll up a little bit. Claim.
My cat wanted to
What the
say.
hell is that? Yeah. Well, can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if this says the same thing. Because I'm on a different document, I think. But scroll down to the next page. 14. Okay, yes. It's titled different. Okay. Like if you read this, and again, I don't know if we should go through it, but it basically says that the Fourth Amendment prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures. And searches without a warrant are presumably unreasonable. But not every examination of a property is a search. For example, the visual observation of a property without entering is usually not a search. See California versus whatever. The Fourth Amendment protection of the home has never been extended to require law enforcement officers to shield their eyes when passing by a home or public thoroughfares. And not every search requires a warrant, such as a search that occurs after a person voluntarily consents. Here, there is no guarantee that there will be an inspection. McKamey claims that the fire prevention has stated that warrantless continued inspections will occur. The email that McKamey quotes disproves this claim when a written instrument contradicts an allegation in the complaint to which it is attached. The exhibit trumps the allegation. Basically, they're saying that you proved that you're full of shit in your exhibit. In that email, the statements continued inspections will occur sits in the context of a conditional sentence. Next page. That McKamey neglected to quote in its entirety. The full sentence says as follows: at the discretion of the Assistant Commissioner Gary Farley, continued inspections will occur until an acceptable plan of corrective action is received or the facility is brought into compliance, which adopts codes and standards and inspections by the State Fire Marshal's Office. Continued inspections are not inevitable. They depend on future action or inaction by McKamey, right? And that's the email which we can all see. Where can we all see it at?
I believe it's McKamey Manor Roadtrip.
Roadtrip.com /
Oh, wow.
Resource library.
McKameyManorRoadtrip.com /
resource library.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, thank you, Luke, and thank you, that guy.
And thank you, that guy. We love to get some new members in her. And there is going to be, speaking of a real talk later on, probably, well, we haven't decided today, but there's going to be a real talk coming up soon.
So I found that very interesting. He's basically saying that your attorney's a moron for including that if that's going to be your freaking argument.
It would be cheaper to fix the barn instead of suing everyone.
Yeah, it would be.
or stop.
Or just stop using it.
Yes.
Thomas.
Thank you,
Thank
Thomas.
you.
I think they're all trying to be a
I
membership.
know. And it keeps going to other people.
Yeah, it's random, so like we have no control over.
It's very sweet though. Thank you guys. Yeah, and the thing that he's refusing to sign, or the affidavit, right? That was another part of Russ's lawsuit against this guy. He's refusing to sign an affidavit that they want him to sign, and I'm pretty sure we see that too, and it's literally like one line, and it's like, sign this and say you're not going to use your barn
Yeah.
for your tour anymore. And he's like, no, I refuse to. I know. Hey guys, hey, Bernie and Zach. Yeah, so the whole thing is just completely ridiculous.
And then there's a lot of legalese going after this, basically tearing apart.
Yeah, I always like to see the end of the document because I feel like it usually summarizes things up pretty well. And again, if you all want to read this in full, it is uploaded at www.McKameyManorRoadtrip.com/resource library.
So it just there's
Conclusion. Wait, let's read the conclusion.
Emergency motion.
McKamey's emergency motion for preliminary injection should be denied. Boom, Jonathan Skermetti. Attorney General and reporter. I love it though. It's so good. I did read the whole thing. I didn't understand most of it but it is interesting because if you want to, you can look up each of those individual cases that they reference. Excuse me, and try to figure out. I did it with like one case and then I was like, no way, I'm going to go through each of these cases. Excuse me. Sorry, I had the hiccups. I need to eat some.
I'm going to throw up. All right. So what are you doing? Are you trying to shoot it out of your eye? Oh boy.
That would be so cool.
Just squirts out the eye and gets like all over the camera. Okay. So do we got anything else to go over on this? I think that we've hit it pretty clear on stuff. That is in the description, Brandon.
Okay.
But I'm going to put it in the chat.
You can't. I just tried. It wouldn't let me.
It's because you got to do it on YouTube. But I can.
But we have all of the exhibits. We have everything that's been uploaded so far. And we will go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. But I was asking you specifically, since you have a little more knowledge on all this, what's next?
Well,
legally, like, do they wait for the judge to make a judgment? Or does McKamey have a chance to counter respond?
Well, as far as I know, the judge needs to rule on this motion for a dismissal or not. I don't think that's something that Russ has to appear for. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm the world's biggest idiot. Okay, so
shut up. No, you're not.
Take that with a grain of salt. But the judge needs to rule on whether or not the AG's arguments, have grounds enough. It has enough merit to warrant a dismissal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of worried that if it gets dismissed, then can he appeal it? And
appeal the dismissal?
Yeah. And if it gets dismissed and he can appeal it, how long is it going to be in the appeals court?
Sorry.
Well, and so that's what I think's next for this one. Furthermore, as far as the Hulu lawsuit, we're still waiting on an answer to the complaint from any one of the defendants, right? None of them have submitted anything yet. In fact, I'm actually about to look and see if.
Well, I think don't they have wasn't it 60 days was like as long as it could take to.
Well, this is federal court. I don't know what the rules are for federal court.
It had a thing in there saying we need to. Yeah, there was something on when we saw the served the documents for each of them getting served.
Yeah,
There
I'm
was,
looking
like-
at it now.
Yeah, is there something that says that?
I'm gonna try to see. Just give me 1 second. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I wanted to say, going back to what we talked about tonight, we all have to remember that regardless of Russ doing this preliminary injunction and the lawsuit against the AG, and regardless of the AG sending this motion to dismiss to the courts, this investigation is not shut down, guys. It is still an ongoing investigation. I would assume that once there's an answer either way, that request for information is gonna be completed.
It's 21 days. Within 21 days after service of this summons on you, not counting the day you received it, or 60 days if you are the United States or United States agency or an officer or employee of the United States described, you must serve on the plaintiff an answer to the attached complaint or a motion under Rule 21 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure.
Oh.
The answer or motion must be served on the plaintiff or plaintiff's attorney whose name and address are If you fail to respond, a judgment by default will be entered against you for the relief demanded in the complaint. You also must file your answer or motion with the court. So they have 21 days from the day of service. So
when were they served? I feel like it's been 21 days.
So Justin's proof of service
30.
is postmarked April 24th. So he has 21 days, not counting the 24th, to submit an answer.
Wait, it postmarked the 24th?
Yep.
Oh, the proof of service, but he got served on the 10th.
No, I personally served the summons on the individual at Justin's address on April 24th, 2024 at 12:35 p.m.
Well,
it was public record. Justin heard about it publicly through YouTube and that before he was officially served.
Yeah.
So technically he has till May 15th.
Yep.
Can we all thank a supporter of ours who made a post in McKamey Manor Exposed on the 9th, I believe, on Justin's birthday with this information, because we now know for a fact that that's how we found out.
Oh, here's something else. I didn't read this.
So wait, what's 21 days?
Stop.
Hold on. Additional information regarding attempted service. I delivered the documents to Justin Urance with identity confirmed by subject stating their name. The individual accepted service with direct delivery. The individual appeared to be brown-haired, white male, contact 35, between 35 and 45 years of age, 5'10", and weighing between 200 and 240 pounds with a beard and mustache. The mustache and beard are separated, not connected.
What? That's in there?
That is in there. I'm reading it. Go into the Boston folder.
Oh my god. The mustache and beard are not, that's like so specific. Also 5'10". All right. Well, and again, this is appears to be.
He was standing on a step above the guy, probably.
I thought 5'6", 5'7" tops.
Hey, I guess Justin really is only 1 inch shorter than me then, if he's 5'10".
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Okay.
I've seen him stand next to a car. He's not 5'10".
No.
His mustache and beard are separated.
That's so funny. Like, why have that in there?
It bothered him, apparently.
Apparently, he needed to make that clear.
Yes,
I don't know how to access it from my computer.
Yes, I cannot grow facial hair to connect these two. I've tried for 30-some years.
Right, like they had a whole ass discussion while he was being served. He's like, well, you know.
Well, he was probably
My beard.
bitching about me and Chris as he was being served. You just know it.
He's like, just so you know, I'm 5'10".
And I
Did you
have the
see my-
largest McKamey Manor exposed group out there. That's me.
Oh
You
my
can see me in the Hulu
gosh.
movie.
That's so funny.
Y'all can't pull it up?
No. Well, I can on my computer. Let me see if I can find
I'll
it.
pull
where
it up.
it's-
I'll pull it up. You guys, what am I pulling up?
It's in the it's in the Boston folder.
Yeah,
It's in
I
the
know
Boston
Boston folder. But which?
Why is the folder called the Boston folder? It's like where we keep all our important stuff. Oh, where'd Brandon go? Did you just boot him?
No.
What's it under? Russ versus Hulu. Here we go. I see it, but it's not filled out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think.
What is he looking at? And where is he? Oh, we have to add him. I see it, but it's not filled out. Oh, here's the filled out version.
Yeah.
I personally served individual. Okay. I left the summons.
Oh, I don't want to pull it up because it has this whole address and that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone can see it anyways, but yeah. I left the summons at the individual's residence or usual place of abode with a person of suitable age and
Well, that was
discretion
fine,
who
check.
resides there. Does any service if you have to return the summons unexecuted? Wait, I don't see what you're seeing.
I see it. It's at the very bottom. The mustache and beard are separate.
Oh,
not connected.
additional information regarding attempted service. The mustache and beard are separate, not connected. I delivered the documents to Justin Years with identity confirmed by subject stating their name. The individual accepted service with direct delivery. The individual appeared to be a brown-haired white male. Contact 35 to 45 years. Like, oh, there's like a whole 10-year. They're like, I don't know if he's 35 or 45 years of age. 5'10", tall, and weighing 200 to 240 pounds with a beard and a mustache. The mustache and beard are separate, not connected.
And this document is uploaded and it's on
So funny.
it's on the website.
Oh my
If you
god.
want to read it yourself.
The mustache.
Justin. Yeah.
He's handing him the summons, and Justin's like, "What are you staring at? Are you staring at my beard and mustache not being connected?" The guy's
Know
like,
that they're not connected.
"Actually, I am. Like, why don't you just? Because I can't. Because I friggin' can't."
Maybe he likes it that way. You don't know. Make a shirt that says the mustache and beard are separate, not connected. We do need that. Needs to be a shirt. That needs to be a shirt. I also like B's idea. Put a 1 in chat.
I didn't
Excuse
see
me.
B's idea.
But
She said it twice now.
You
Put a 1
leaving?
in chat if ...
All right.
Oh,
have a
thank
good
you,
one, not a tour.
Brandon. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Hashtag not a tour.
y'all have a good one.
See ya.
Have a great night.
Bye.
We're wrapping. I think we're probably wrapping up.
Yeah,
anyways,
we're wrapping
right?
up. I got a few
Um,
things that I want to say, and then. But what was B's?
Put a 1 in chat if ... Like have that as a t-shirt.
Oh, put a 1 in chat. If.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a good
that.
one.
Yep.
I really like just a t-shirt that just says, and it can just be an outline of a mustache and a beard. Like a mustache here, beard here, like on totally different sides of the shirt. And then it just says,
So then
mustache
girls are going to be walking
we're
around
not
with
connected.
one boob with a mustache and one boob with a beard because it'd be right there.
First of all, does it look like I'm pointing to my boobs?
Well,
right now?
I feel like you're only doing. You
can't
can't have
even
a
see.
logo up here this high on a shirt. Who does that?
Well, I needed to show. Do you want me to stand up and show where
I want you to do that. But what I'm
Right,
saying,
so I was just saying on this side
is
of the shirt or
that
that
I
side of the
know.
shirt. If I did it down here, people couldn't see where I'm tapping. But I'm certainly not saying on one boob and the other boob.
I'll work on a design.
Oh,
Connecting the facial hair is a challenge.
It's like pin the tail on the donkey.
Chris, stop playing with your nipples in public. I can't, that guy. Just got so excited from that
Mustache says I'm
that video.
funny.
What is this? Did you
Why is
accidentally
Brandon
come back up here?
New stuff has just been filed.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
Yeah.
Why don't you look excited? Is it bad?
Do we
Is it good or
want to
bad?
do this off camera?
I haven't even looked at it yet. It's a it's all filed. It looks like it's hard to tell, but I think it was within the last couple of hours because I checked
Which case?
like 3 hours ago. This is the against the AG.
Russ against the AG?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want it?
I'm trying to.
Hey,
I'm just looking to see if there's anything. There's an amended complaint. It's a total of 80 pages. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know if we should. I'm trying to go through it really, really quick to see if there's anything.
Well, that's okay. We can keep talking about t-shirt ideas while you skim. And then come back with a summary.
Go and look real quick, Brandon.
Yeah,
take your time. Okay, so I'll put you backstage. Give me a thumbs up when you want, or type in private chat when you want to come back.
We actually have the motion for preliminary injunction. We didn't have that before. We had the actual response. You know, there like that whole thing that you read was the memorandum in support of opposition to the preliminary injunction. We actually have the preliminary injunction paperwork now.
Oh. So the preliminary injunction was different than the lawsuit?
Yeah, this is something different. It's plaintiff's amended emergency motion for preliminary injunction. It's basically like a TPO against him having to go and testify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we actually have that. All this stuff will be uploaded soon, probably tomorrow.
So that's all it is, though? It's not like a response to the motion to dismiss?
I'm still looking. There's another order of dismissal that's on there. I'm trying to see what that
Terry
is.
said this all posted this afternoon.
Oh, it did?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
a lot of duplicate stuff.
I didn't see it.
Don't worry, you guys. I have a feeling we're probably going to have a lawsuits part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to be like lawyers by the time we're done reporting all of this. That's why the beard are... Sorry.
Go to your Facebook Messenger from me.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to keep doing this lawsuit series just to update stuff and talk about it as it goes on. What's up?
So this is an order. This is an order signed by a judge. The filing of an amended complaint, docket number 18, renders moot the pending motion to dismiss, which is hereby denied as moot. It is so ordered.
What does that mean?
The filing of the amended complaint renders moot the pending motion to dismiss, docket number 16. So he might have denied. Again, I don't know. I'm an idiot. So it kind of reads like he denied the motion dismissed because of the amended complaint, because an amended complaint was filed.
So the judge motioned for Russ's amended complaint.
Yeah, I guess I can't share, can I?
No.
No.
Oh, you should be able to. But you got to be very careful that it doesn't show too much of your screen. You got to be on Chrome, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome, but I've got stuff I don't want.
Yeah.
Sounds like the AG's motion to dismiss was denied. Sounds like motion denied. Really?
Yeah, but is it because they filed an amended complaint and they only denied it because since the complaint is amended, the original motion to dismiss was on the original complaint, not the amended. Again, I
Who
don't.
filed the amended complaint?
That's
The
what I'm trying-
complaint was from Russ, right?
Yeah, and the amended
But it wasn't a
complaint.
complaint, it was a lawsuit.
Will you let Brandon finish?
A complaint is a lawsuit.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the first thing.
okay.
And it's hard. Like, it was all uploaded today. I don't know if it was filed today. Somebody smarter than me can answer that. But I'm looking at the amended complaint for injunctive and declaratory relief. I don't know what's any different. I don't. I mean, shit. It's 33 pages. So
Carrie,
I'm
do you wanna
assuming
come up
something
here?
in this. Who?
Carrie. I was
So I'm
half
assuming-
joking, but
So I'm assuming there's something different in here. Otherwise, why would it need to be amended?
okay, here's the new email. Did you like it? She just said no. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I hereby certify a true and accurate copy of the foregoing was served upon the following the second day of May 2024. So it was filed today, or it was served to them today. It was uploaded today. Maybe that's just an automatic thing that a judge has to do if there's a motion to dismiss and a new amended complaint is filed, that it just automatically gets denied whatever motions are currently out there. That would make sense.
Okay. So it's denying the original one because now there is a new one.
Okay.
No, I would say that was more of a question.
Yeah. That's my guess.
That makes sense.
That's my
No,
guess.
Luke, it's not on the site yet. We literally just got it.
It will be added to this site, I assume?
Oh, yeah. I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, any legal documents that we get the best place for it to be is the resource library on the website. They were getting lost in Facebook posts, and so the website's going to be your go-to place. McKamey Manor Roadtrip.com /resource.library.
It's
Or
on the
stories.
private chat. Just read it from the private chat.
www.mckamaymanourroadtrip.com /resource-library.
Or the easiest thing you can do is just go into the description of this video and click the link.
Or
Yeah.
that too.
Wait,
Motion to amend a complaint if the proposed amendment doesn't fix the problem the court identified with the first complaint. Motion to amend a complaint. Can someone...
I'm about to send
What does
you
that
the-
mean? Courts often deny motions to amend a complaint if the proposed amendment doesn't fix the reason the complaint is doomed to fail. These amendments are futile. For example, a court might deny a motion to amend a complaint if the proposed amendment doesn't fix the problem the court identified with the first complaint. My brain is like, shred Google Drive.
I think we are trying to shared. That's shared Google Drive, Boston, not shred. I think that if we're live right now, right, and if we're trying to figure this out, I think we need to just step away, look it over, and talk about it when we really know what we're looking at.
The filing of an amended complaint. Which is hereby denied as moot. It is so ordered. What does that mean? I get like a moot point.
Well, let's not give out any false info, because we're guessing at stuff.
Yeah, I just
Some
said,
that-
what does that mean?
No, I know. I'm just saying because the live's just continuing to go.
Oh, okay.
So we are filming tomorrow a new Rise and Fall episode. In this, we are going to dive into the actors group chat and kind of look at what was being talked about. during the San Diego days about the contestants and whatnot. And we're also going to dive into the GoFundMe a little bit and talk about the stuff that we've discovered, showing all that has been going on there as well. Thing that means if they try to amend the complaint and if the result in nothing changing at all, then they can deny it. So, all right, Boston, do you got anything else?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what stuff means.
Boston, can you graduate from law school by tomorrow night for me, please? Thank you.
Definitely not. Like, maybe if you give me 12 years, I'll think about it.
And Real Talk, I don't know if we'll have a Real Talk this week. It might be very early next week.
Oh, yeah, because Sunday will be the Rise and Fall. Yeah, we'll probably have to do early next week.
Yep.
The Real Talk.
So,
but we have some topics, so.
So, with that, thank you.
You heard it here first, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that. You would probably lose. Like, I'm not going to lie. You'd probably lose. Or we'd lose. But I appreciate it. That means a lot. Thank you. Legally Boston instead of Legally Blonde. Thanks, guys. This is really boosting my confidence. Appreciate it. We'll go figure all this out, and then of course any updates that we get as far as anything new that we learn or interpret, we're not going to be able to go live every single time. I think we're gonna be getting a lot of stuff back soon, especially with that 21 days to respond from Hulu and Justin. So check out, of course, the Facebook group for those kind of updates. And then if it's a legal document that we have access to and that can be publicly shared, it will be uploaded on the website, and let's try to make a post every time we upload something new. Make a post in the Facebook group so that people don't have to just keep checking. All right, the next is gonna be the next lawsuits is gonna be long. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I am wicked smart. Thank you, and on and on.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Remember, Sunday I'm hoping to have the next episode of Rise and Fall uploaded.
Yeah.
Something happens, I'll of course post and keep people updated, but we're recording it tomorrow. And we're going to really dive into this money that was given out, and
almost 10 grand.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. All right, everybody.
Broken promises, and thank you again to everyone who donated and gifted memberships. That was really sweet of you guys, and we will see you soon. Sunday, if we get it uploaded on Sunday, it will be a premiere.
Yep.
So we can all chat with each other. We'll let you guys know. All right.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Good night.